Okay, let's dive into this explainer. Today, we're taking a massive, structured leap toward a goal that honestly feels pretty daunting at first, but is entirely achievable when you follow the right steps. We are talking about making your very first $1,000 online. And look, we're going to cut right through the hype. We're skipping all that guru nonsense, and instead, we're looking at real-world blueprints derived straight from everyday people who've actually pulled this off. No fluff here, just pure, structured strategy.
To kick things off, let's take it from Reddit user David for Later, who perfectly validates what so many of you have probably felt already. Effortless, $0 passive income? It's a total myth. I mean, unless you're sitting on a massive portfolio of dividend stocks or real estate, you are going to have to put in the actual work. And you know what? Realizing this hard truth right now is literally the best thing you can do, because it frees you from chasing scams and lets you focus on what actually works.
So, here is our clear, chronological roadmap for today. 1. The passive income myth. 2. Offer a paid favor. 3. Earning the first $100. 4. Systemizing to $500. 5. Scaling to $1,000. And 6. Reality checks and red flags.
All right, jumping right into Section 1, the passive income myth.
It's crazy how much energy beginners waste thinking they need this perfectly polished logo, or a super complex website, or even jumping into high-stress, high-risk models like crypto trading or dropshipping. But as business strategist Louisa Zhao points out, early on, obsessing over branding just feeds your ego. It doesn't feed your sales. What actually gets results is focusing on low startup costs, insanely simple services, and bringing that authentic human touch.
Moving right along to Section 2, offer a paid favor.
Seriously, stop trying to build a massive business right out of the gate and just start offering a paid favor. Here's what I mean by that. AI has essentially killed the market for just selling basic information, right? But people, they will absolutely always pay for human connection. They are paying for your attention and, crucially, for accountability. It's kind of like a personal trainer. You aren't paying them because you suddenly forgot how to do a push-up. You're paying them to text you at 6 a.m. asking where you are. That human touch solves a very real problem that people will gladly pay you for.
And when you do offer this favor, you've got to keep it incredibly simple. There's this famous jam study by psychologist Barry Schwartz that perfectly proves this. When a market offered 24 flavors of jam, people actually got overwhelmed and just walked away without buying anything. But when they reduced it to just 6 flavors, sales skyrocketed. It's the classic paradox of choice. So please, don't overwhelm your potential first clients with some massive menu of complex services. Just offer one specific favor to one specific type of person.
Section 3, earning the first $100. Let's get into the starting line. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the data from digital income expert Neslihan Kara. The timelines and startup costs here tell a very clear story. Freelancing can earn you money in as little as 1 to 2 weeks, literally with $0 down. Dropshipping, on the other hand, well, that might take up to 6 weeks and cost you upwards of $300 just to test the waters. By intentionally choosing a method with a low startup cost, you keep your early risks totally manageable. Let's ground this strategy with some real anecdotes from everyday people on Reddit who started with exactly $0 in their pockets. One user created these incredibly simple budget templates for Etsy over a single weekend and now brings in $50 to $150 a month. Another person found this low-key remote gig monitoring security cameras for $25 an hour. And yet another started by just testing survey apps for $5 to $20 a day. The takeaway here? You can start small, you can start fast, and you can do it completely for free.
So the crucial point is this. Hitting that very first $100 completely shatters your mental barrier. It proves to you that yes, strangers will actually pay you for your value. But, and this is a big but, getting from $100 to $500 requires a totally different approach. You just can't rely on those random bursts of hustle anymore.
Which brings us to Section 4, Systemizing to $500.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a reliable machine. First, the minute you get a win, document exactly what you did. Write it down. Then build simple, repeatable workflows. Maybe you pitch 5 clients every single Tuesday morning. Next, create communication templates. Honestly, stop writing emails from scratch every time. Templates act as a massive force multiplier for your time. And finally, start raising your prices gradually, maybe by 10 to 20%. Believe it or not, better clients actually respect higher prices.
And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer magic of building those systems. Think about it. Grinding away with 10 clients at $100 each is completely exhausting. But if you raise your prices, you hit that exact same revenue with half the workload, just 5 clients at $200. Introduce a bit of leverage, like a digital product alongside your service, and suddenly you only need 3 clients. It's the exact same income, but with dramatically less stress.
All right, Section 5, scaling to $1,000.
To finally hit that $1,000 mark, you essentially have 3 main levers you can pull. First up, you can simply get more customers. It's reliable, sure, but there's a hard cap on your time. Second is higher pricing, which definitely requires you to show past case studies to clearly demonstrate your value. And third is leverage, things like selling digital templates or using content to drive leads while you sleep. The most successful side hustlers out there, they eventually combine all 3 of these levers for a really massive compounding effect.
Let's look at a phenomenal real-world example of this leverage in action. Reddit user Malik Boom actually started with those little $5 a day survey tests we talked about earlier. But he didn't stop there. He started documenting his entire process on TikTok and Facebook. And he wasn't selling some scammy course. He literally just shared what was working for him. That organic traffic brought in a wave of referrals, taking him from pocket change to over $1,000 a month. He scaled simply by turning his basic hustle into content. Brilliant, right?
And finally, Section 6, reality checks and red flags. I want to rapidly fire through this list of traps from Nestle Hankar's global guide so you know exactly what to avoid. If a platform asks you to pay a fee just to unlock your earning potential, run. Beware of crypto trading bots and multi-level marketing companies that disguise themselves as e-commerce. Remember David Forleader's quote from the very beginning, ignore anyone promising passive income with 0 effort. And finally, if a platform pays you in points or credits instead of real hard cash that you can actually send to your bank, it's just a game, guys. It's not a real income stream. So here is your highly practical step-by-step action plan. First, set up your payment infrastructure. If you're living outside the US or Europe, accounts like Wise or Payoneer are absolutely essential so you can actually receive global currency. Second, pick exactly one method and ignore all the other noise out there. Third, execute on that method consistently for 14 straight days. Fourth, evaluate what the data is telling you. Did you get any bites? Any interest? And finally, commit to a 90-day execution goal. Because in this game, consistency is quite literally everything.
Look, hitting this milestone isn't just about having an extra $1,000 sitting in your bank account, though, let's be real, that is fantastic. The real prize here is the freedom of choice. By executing this blueprint, you are proving to yourself that you can generate your own income, completely independently of a traditional employer. You are proving that you have real options.
I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. Take a hard look at your own skills, your own experiences, and your unique perspective. What specific paid favor are you uniquely equipped to offer starting today? Don't overcomplicate it. Don't sit down and write a 50-page business plan. Just find that one simple favor, find the person who desperately needs it, and take your very first step. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and honestly, I cannot wait to see what you build.